The Gaza Strip, a small territory on the Mediterranean coast, has been trapped in a cycle of violence for decades. The conflict has resulted in immense suffering for both Israelis and Palestinians. Now, a new ceasefire deal offers a glimmer of hope for a more peaceful future. Brokered by international mediators, this agreement represents a fragile opportunity for lasting stability. The deal comes after months of heightened tensions and violence. Rocket attacks from Gaza have targeted Israeli civilians, while Israeli airstrikes have devastated infrastructure and claimed Palestinian lives. The recent escalation has deepened the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The announcement of a ceasefire has been met with cautious optimism. This deal carries the weight of international pressure and a shared understanding that the status quo is unsustainable. The international community has urged both sides to seize this opportunity for a just and lasting resolution. The road ahead will be fraught with challenges. Deep mistrust and political complexities cast a long shadow over the prospects for peace. Yet, the ceasefire offers a glimmer of hope for a better future for all. The ceasefire agreement, while complex, hinges on a series of phased steps designed to build confidence and address the most pressing issues. At its core, the deal aims to achieve a complete and permanent cessation of hostilities between Israel and Hamas, the militant group that controls Gaza. The agreement, mediated by Qatar, calls for an immediate end to all rocket fire and airstrikes. This cessation of violence is intended to create a conducive environment for dialogue and negotiations on the more intractable issues that fuel the conflict. A key provision of the deal is the reopening of border crossings between Israel and Gaza. These crossings, tightly controlled by Israel, are a lifeline for the impoverished territory, facilitating the flow of essential goods, humanitarian aid, and people. The reopening of the crossings is crucial for addressing the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza and for reviving its crippled economy. The deal also includes provisions for addressing the issue of Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. The release of prisoners is a highly sensitive issue for both sides, with deep emotional and political resonance. While the specifics of the prisoner exchange remain unclear, it is likely to be a phased process, with the release of certain categories of prisoners, such as women, children, and the elderly, taking precedence. The initial phase of the ceasefire agreement focuses on immediate confidence-building measures, primarily the release of captives and the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza. These steps are crucial for alleviating the suffering of the civilian population and for creating a more conducive environment for further negotiations. The agreement stipulates the release of